So in yesterday's class already we had a discussion about how we are going to work with the form validations. We completed. No? Now today we are going to discuss about arrays. What is the use of arrays and why we are using arrays in the real-time scenario? So array is a collection of data. If you want to store n number of data in one variable, we can use the array. For example, so now you can observe here in this programming, I'm going to take here some variable called a, where a equal to 10. So and at the same time, I want to print that one. So just you can use here document dot. Simply I'm going to use here write of a. Save this programming and go to the browser and you can get out this 10 we are getting here. So why? Because so through the assignment variable, we are getting that information that is fine here. But my intention is I want to maintain here n number of records, n number of data I have to maintain. So that's why we can take here array. How we are going to declare the array? By using index brackets. You have to use the index bracket, and in the index brackets you can write it. For example, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like that you can do the n number of data. If I'm printing that a, so we will get entire information like whatever you have inside the array, you will get that one. So array indexes starts with a 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to access only that starting element only. What you are going to do? Just you have to pass the index is 0 here. If I'm passing the index is 0, now we are getting only the first value. So if you want to do the second value, so what you are going to do? So you have 1, we have to use automatically you will get. So here no need to do the same data type, you can use the different data types also. For example, if you want to work with the strings also, names, I have here 10 names, we can display that 10 names and you can use that one automatically, we will get that one. Instead of doing this one, we have to work with object creation also. New array of, we can declare like this also. The data you can write here 10, 20, 30, 40. Like this also you can create. Depends upon the developer intention, you can create the array like this also. Otherwise, you can use the direct index based also. So this is very easy to implement now index bracket. Again, no need to write the object creation for the array class and no need to do that one. So this is the recommended method. Why? Because it is easy to implement. If you are using that one also, there is no problem. You will get the same output only whenever if you are running the programming. Now my requirement is here I have the n number of data. I want to get all the data one by one. What you are going to do? So you can do a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, a of 3 like that. So if you have like 5 records, we can do that. There is no problem. But my intention is I want to get entire data. If you have 100 records also, I want 100 records. If you have 200 also, I want 200 records. How we are going to do that one? Simply you can use the loop concept. Why? Because a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, a of 3. Nothing but index value only increment we have now. So that's why we can take the loop here. So now I'm going to take here for loop for where I equal to 0, then I less than or equal to. So generally what we are going to do, I less than or equal to, you have to write some condition now. So how many elements we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can do here 5. So then at the same time we can do the I plus plus. So now you can do here document dot write inside this one. You can write here a of I, you can write it. Save this one and go to the browser and check once. We have here everything should be side by side we are getting. But my intention is I want one by one. Now what you are going to do? So after printing that one, we can go to the BR break we have to use. Now we are getting here like this. So that is fine. If in case the data is dynamically added at the time, what happened you can observe. The new data is not appear. Why it is not appear? Already you mentioned the condition. I want here 5 elements only, right? So this is the wrong implementation. Why? Because in future the data is updated or the data is removed also. We have to go to the array length here. So a dot, just you can find the array length here. So length is the property. Now we can observe here all the data we have. If the data is decreased, so for example, I have here only the 4 records, there is no problem. So this is the way you have to get the array elements if you have any array in your project. Understood now? So this is the way you have to try to implement array declaration. And if you want to access that array values, you can. So array index always starts with a 0. That's why I'm going to take here. Loop also starts with a 0 only. So from 0 to array length. So how much array length? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 elements we have. So I less than 4. then I plus plus. If the data is increased, so automatically we'll get the dynamic one only one. So why? Because a dot length. So we are using. So that's why we are getting all the elements here. Understood, no? So JavaScript supports multi-dimensional array also. What is meant by multi-dimensional array? So it is a single dimensional array. Why? Because we have only one index now. If we have only one index, we can call it as it is a single dimensional array. And in the JavaScript, we have another one that is called multi-dimensional array. If we have more than one index, we can call it as a multi-dimensional array. Now you can observe here, I'm going to take here multi-dimensional array example. I have to take here another array also. 15. 25, 35, 45. Like that, I have here another array also. If we have single array, directly you can take A of 0, A of 1, A of 2. There is no issue. We are getting here. But here, what happened? Here I have here more than one array we have now. So how we are going to access? If we have the multi-dimensional array, must and should you can follow the matrix format. What is the matrix format we have here? So matrix in the sense rows and column wise you have to consider now. First, I am going to write the first dimension 10. 20, 30, 40, and so this is fine. Then here, so 15, 25, and 35, and 45, we can make it. So now what we are going to do? So this is the matrix format. Matrix in the sense rows and columns. So this is 0 row, and this is first row. No, we have to specify here first row, and here we have to maintain the columns also. This is 0 column, and this is first column, and this is second column, and this is third column. Okay, so I want to print this 10, 0 row, 0 column, 0 row, first column, 0 2, 0 3. If you want to access this one, first row, 0 column, 1 0, 1 1, 1 2, 1 3. Now I want to print a 45. What is the 45? Index here, first row, third column. We have to specify, so 1, nothing but a row, and we have to make specify the column here. So here how many index? We have 2 index, more than one we have now. So that's why we can call it as it is a multi-dimensional array. So this is the way we have to implement in the real-time scenario. You can work with a single dimension as well as multi-dimension also. Every time we have to depend upon the index based only. So if you have more than one index, you can just go through the matrix, rows and column wise you can count it. And if you have single dimension, directly you can go to the regular index based only. This is a way we have to implement in the real-time scenario. So like rows and column wise, we can take that one and we can implement that. So now, for example, I have here one array. So in that array, I want to insert the data. So how we are going to insert the data? Now I will show you with function wise. So here we have the 80 last one. Now, if I'm doing A of 8, what is the A of 8? Actually, A of 8 is undefined. Why? Because we have last element is A of 7 only. Why? Because it is starts with a 0 now. So currently we are getting here A of 8 is undefined. So now my requirement is before printing, I want to insert some data. So if you want to insert the data, what you are going to do? So we have to use the function called push. So for that A is array dot we can use here push method. If you are using the push method, so you can insert the data. Now I'm inserting here 90. Now we can observe here. Previously what happened? It is showing undefined. So now we are getting that data. So you can easily understood without this one also. Now we can observe here. Before inserting, we have the data 81. After inserting, so one thing it is added now. So that is about how we are going to work with a push method. If you are using push function, automatically it will add at the end of the corner only, it will be added. So if you want to add in the, so like a starting position or middle position, middle in the sense must and should you can use the index based only. So starting in the sense we can use the another method that is called unshift. We have to use here unshift. So now we can observe here. See, it is added starting only. We have to use like this. So this is the way we have to implement in the real-time scenario, push and unshift. In middle, I will show you another example later. So then I want to delete some data in the existing array. So we can use here pop. Actually, so always like from the end only you have to delete. So now I want to delete that 80. Now you can observe here. So before deleting 80 we have, after deleting there is no 80. That is called pop. If you are using pop method, it will delete that information. We have to. Now I'm going to do that some jumbled order here 70 and this is 90. And here I'm going to mention some different data 80, and this is 5. So this is my array. Here I have the array should be like this. I want to work with the ascending order or descending order. So sortings are required. So what you are going to do? First, I want to print the array as it is. After that, what you are going to do? Just I'm going to use here a dot sort. After sorting, I want to get that information. See here, before sorting and after sorting, you can observe here. So if you are observing, so it will be count. How we are going to count here? So if you are doing the names, for generally we are going to consider the names. The names wise it will be. For example, AA, comma ABC, comma ABC, EF, comma ABCD. Like this we have. So generally how it will be execute. First it will check the first one, only the first characters only it will be checked. So which one is the lowest value, it will be considered. Now you can observe here, here also it will be check the first values only. So only the first characters only it will be compared. After comparing that one, it will take the 20. Then after that, what is the next value? So 4 is the lowest value. Now, so like this, it will be considered. So if you want to convert like a regular number, you can use again a percent method for that, and you can apply that one. So I will show you that examples also in the future class. First, we can do the basic, then we'll move to the advanced level. So this is the way you have to implement the sort. I want to do the reverse order. Simply, I'm going to do a dot. So simply we can do here reverse. So if I'm using here reverse, complete. So you are getting the reverse order here. So now I want to start with C here 90, so and so 80, so and so, so and so, so and so we are getting. So this is the way we have to implement the sorting as well as reverse order also. You can apply. This is the way. Before reversing order, we are getting like 20, 40, then 5, then 8, sorry, then 17, then 8, then 90 we are getting. After doing that reverse, we are getting the last value. So should be like a first. 90 is the first value. So now we can observe here. So 90 is the first value. So yeah, like same. What is the latest depends upon this one. Actually, what happened? We did the sorting already here. If you don't have this step, so it will be reverse order, regular reverse order. But here, what we did first sorting. After that, we did the reverse order. So that's why we are getting like that. So this is the way we have to work with the thing in the real-time scenario. Understood? No? So this is only the basic thing. So we have the advanced also. So if you want to get that entire information, we have to use the for each concept. So in this level, you are unable to understand that concept, but I will show you here. And again, I'm going to explain in the future classes. So now I want to print this data. Generally, if you are observing every time what we are going to do, we are writing every time in the HTML file only. Either you are going to write the internal JavaScript or external JavaScript only you are going to consider. But in the real-time scenario, we are not going to do these methods. So we have to follow the advanced version like ECMAScript standard. If I want to run any JS file directly without any HTML link, what you are going to do? So for that purpose, we have to use the runtime environment for the JavaScript. Already we have the JavaScript. So for that JS file, I want to run. If you want to run the JS file directly, whether it will execute or not. I have JS file. That JS file I'm going to run. So whether it will execute or not. So currently we are in 10 o'clock folder. Here I have the bs.html file. So if I'm running this one, it is executed. So here I have the abc.js is there. If I'm running that abc.js, what happened you can observe. So abc.js, it won't work now. So why? Because it will show the complete thing here. So each and every browser contains some engines. So that engines also nothing but softwares only. So that software, so they are going to build with some programming language only. If you are using the Chrome browser, so internally the engine called V8 is there. That V8 engine already they implemented in the C++ programming. So they implemented there only I want to execute .html files only. I don't want to execute .js files in the browser. So like if you are considering any browser also, if you are considering Mozilla Firefox also, so we have the engine called SpiderMonkey. That one also it won't execute the .js file. In each and every browser, HTML files only it will execute. So finally, so that .js file is not executed. But my intention is I want to execute some .js file at the time what you are going to do. So for that purpose, we can use the runtime environment. So here we have to use the Node.js. Node.js is a JavaScript runtime environment. we have to download and you can run any JS file also directly in the terminal, not in the browser. In the terminal, you can run it. Terminal is nothing but command prompt. So now we can observe here. I'm going to open the Node.js official website, and here it is showing the LTS and current version. So what is the difference between LTS and current version? So LTS is nothing but long-term support, long-term standard we have. But here this is the current version. Whatever the latest version of Node is there, you can use it. So in this version, you will get the all the features, whatever they implemented, you will get. So but in this LTS, you can observe the version so that you will get the clarity. 16.16 we have here. Here we have the latest version is 18.7. So whenever if you are doing the practice, you can download any version also, no problem. But if you are doing the real-time projects, so we have to maintain that project as a long-term only. No? So that's why we have to go to the LTS only for the real time. If you want to do the practice, you can go to the latest version also, there is no problem. So now what we are going to do, depends upon your OS, you can download it. So now my OS is like, so Windows, we have to go to the Windows installation. If you are click on this one, automatically one MSI file will be downloaded. What is meant by MSI? Microsoft installer. So installer. So this is completely like a Microsoft installer related to the Microsoft only. So what you are going to do? We have to install this one. How we are going to install? As usual, Notepad++ kind of thing. Double click. Next, and finish. So once this finish completed, installation is completed. So whether that node is installed successfully or not, we have to check. How we are going to check? Just to go to the command prompt. So or you can go to the terminal also. Command prompt. So I'm going to check the node version. Node space -v. If I'm entering here, the node version is displayed. Node space -v. V is nothing but version. You will get that node version here. So this node contains inbuilt npm, nothing but a node package manager. So no need to learn about this one in this level. Whenever we are moved to the React, so there we are going to discuss. In this stage, we have to just to check that one. So whether a node is installed successfully or not, you have to check. The node is there. Now what I'm trying to do is, I want to create one new file, .js file directly. So now I'm going to move to our folder. Here I have our folder. So here I'm going to create one new file directly, abc.js. If I want to print anything, generally what you are going to do, document or write, we are using. So here we can follow the ECMAScript standards, console.log. So just I'm going to write here. So log, I'm going to print here, welcome. So save this one, the file is saved successfully. So here you can run. So already we have here now. So you can go to your path where you have to store this one. So in the C drive, users, admin, desktop, under Chandra, we have the 10 o'clock. You can go to that path, then you can run your file. So that is very difficult. You have to move to that one. If you are moved to also, every time you have to do like this, that is very difficult. No? So that's why what I'm trying to do is just go to the terminal, take a new terminal, nothing but command prompt. So for which folder you want to. So this is our folder you have to move to. Now see here. So automatically you will get the complete path here. So now the terminal is ready. Then next step, what you are going to do. If you want to run any JS file, you can go to the node space your file name. What is your file name? ABC. .js you can apply. If you are not applying also, no problem. You will get the output. So this is the way we have to run JS files directly without any browser screen. So nothing but runtime environment. Here I'm using the Node.js now. You can observe node space file name we are using. So automatically it will execute. So if you are observing this one, so generally the HTML file only we are loading, it will be executed, right? So this is the way you have to implement in the real-time scenario, step by step. Okay. So generally what we are going to do, whenever if you want to work with a variable, we have to declare first. How we are going to declare the variable? By using var keyword. So now I'm using here var a equal to 10. So then again I'm going to take here var a equal to 90. So now I'm going to print the a value. What is the a value for this one? If I'm running this programming, what is the output for this one? 10.
90.
90. 10 or 90? 90. Why it is 90? Why it is 10?
It may be an error because you're redeclaring A.
Okay.
Sir, first come first, sir.
I'm giving 3 options. So one is error, second one is like 90, third one is 10.
Sir, 10, sir. First come first.
Latest value will be updated.
Okay.
90.
Error. Okay, okay, no problem. So now see here, if we are running this programming, we will get the result is 90. So why it is 90? Why? Because always it will consider the latest values. So here already a value is 10 is there. Again reassignment is there. So that's why it is considered as a 90. But actually this is a completely wrong syntax. Why it is wrong syntax? So you can observe here, to declare the variable, we are using var keyword. So you can use var one time. Again, no need to use this one now. If you are doing the syntax mistake also, it will works fine. So these kind of errors we are facing in the JavaScript. So that's why what they are going to do. So they simply change the data types here. So we have the data type called let. Let a equal to 90. I'm going to take here 10. Then I'm going to do let a equal to 90. Now what is the output for this programming? Error,
Error.
10 or 90? Error. Why? It is showing red color. So actually it is showing the error. You can observe here only it is showing the red color. No, it is error. Why it is error? Why? Because so here the redeclaration is not possible. So previously where a equal to 10, where a equal to 90. So two times we declare the same variable. It will support. But if you are using the let, so reassignment is possible, redeclaration is not possible. So here now what is the output for this one? 90 we are getting. Why? Because reassignment is there. So redeclaration is not possible. You have to consider like this. Done. Okay. So now from here onwards, don't use the var keyword. We have to work with the let or const. Now I'm going to take another data type here. So const. Const a equal to 10 and const a equal to 90. So now what is the a value? Error.
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 10.
Why it is error?
Because it's
10.
a constant variable, it won't change.
It won't
We can't
change.
change the value.
So actually what happened in a sense, first reason is redeclaration. So now I'm going to do the redeclaration. So now what is the output for this one? 90, 10,
10.
10.
I don't know, error. I guess error.
90, sir.
Okay, error. Okay. Actually, it is error only. Why it is error? Why? Because it is a constant. Constant is nothing but it is a fixed value. So we are unable to redeclaration. We are unable to reassignment also. Both is not possible. You have to do only the. So whenever if you are taking any variable, so that in case if you are maintaining constant, it won't reassign. If you are doing the reassignment, again we are getting the error only. Now I'm going to run this programming. Just you can observe here. Now I'm running this one. See here, we are getting some error here. So what is error? Assignment to constant variable we have. So now if I am doing here, so now what is output for this one? 10 we are getting. Why? Because we have the value. So now another question is there. Let a and a equal to 90. So and at the same time a equal to so 10. What is output for this one? What is the output for this program?
10.
90, 10. Okay. We have two values. So actually it is like 10. Why it is 10? So first we did the declaration only. We didn't mention any assignment. We declare some variable. After that, we take that variable and we assign. After that, again, we did the reassignment. Reassignment is possible in the let now. So that's why we are getting the output is 10 only. So now I'm going to change here const. Const a equal to 90, const a equal to 10. So what is the output for this one? Error.
It's an error because we have to apply the value when we are declaring the variable.
Okay. So now what is the now what is output for this one? I'm giving only one value. What is output for this one?
Error.
Error. So actually it is error. Why it is error? Why? Because so whenever if you are mentioning any variable as a constant, while declaration only must and should you can assign some value that is mandatory. So you are unable to do the declaration, then you are unable to write again next step. So assignment, that is not possible. So that is the thing we have to apply here. So just you have to remember from here onwards, you can use the two data types. So one is let and const. Don't use the where keyword. So whenever if you are doing the real-time projects or regular practice purpose also, better you can go to the let and const only. Don't go through the where keyword. So for example, now I'm going to do here. So a equal to 90. So then I'm going to do here where a, and I'm going to print this one. So what is output for this programming? 90 or 90 or error?
Unknown.
See, whenever if you are taking any variable, first you have to declare. But here what happened? We didn't declare anything. Just we applied the direct assignment. After assignment, we applied here. So the variable declaration. Now what is output for this one? Error or 90? Error. What is the output, Madhavi?
I'm thinking it will take variable when a equal to 90. It is automatically it will take where, but where a must be like unknown number. I'm guessing.
Okay. So actually, in this programming, we will get the output is 90 only. Why? Because so we are taking the keyword called where. So whenever if you are taking the where keyword, so you can assign, and after that also you can declare. So there is no problem. It will work fine. We are getting the output is so 90 only we will get. If I am using here let, so 100% this is the error. Why? Because so whenever if you are following the let or constant, you have to follow the complete rules and regulations. It will be follows. Whenever if you are using the where keyword, so there is no problem. If you are doing some syntax mistakes also, it will be considered. So that is the difference between let and constant where keyword. So that you will get some clarity where you are using the let and where you are using constant, where you are using the where. Most probably 99% we are not able to use the where keywords. We have to use the let and constant from here onwards. In the React, completely we are going to focus on the let and constant. We are not going to encourage anywhere where keyword. So that is completely like a JavaScript standard only. Whenever if you are moved to the ECMAScript standard, so this is a different one. So now coming to the functions. So how many type of functions we have in the JavaScript? We have two type of functions now. One is user defined and second one is predefined we have. So user defined again, two types we have. So what are the two types we have? Function with parameter and second one is function without parameter. So now I'm going to take here some function with parameter. Example function. So ABC or add function we have here. So add up directly we can take here. So where a equal to, so I'm going to follow the JavaScript standard only, where a equal to, then where b equal to 30, then where c equal to a plus b, and at the same time we can do here. So log console.log c we can do here. If I'm calling this function directly, I'm going to call here add up. So what is output for this one? 40 we will get. So why? Because here we have the static values and we'll get this one. This is function without parameter. If we have with parameter, what you are going to do? You can pass some data here and you have to take the references a comma b. What happened? So this 50 is assigned to a and the 60 is assigned to b, and so we are going to do directly c equal to a plus b. We are getting this one. So this is with parameter, previous one without parameter. Coming to the advanced JavaScript in the ECMAScript, we have so anonymous functions as well as arrow functions. So these two we are going to implement for the real-time projects. I will show you what is meant by anonymous function. So that name only it will describe. So the function does not have any name, we can call it as an anonymous function. If we have the function name, you can call. If you don't have function name, how we are going to call? So I will tell you, just you can observe here. For example, where a equal to 10. So what is a? I am declaring where a equal to 10. What is the a? A is a number. So we assign 10 now. So that is a number, right? So if I'm taking here a equal to Elearn. Now what is the a? A is a string. So now I'm going to take here a equal to true. Now what is the a? Boolean. So now I'm going to take here a equal to, so function of, directly you can write the definition here. So I'm going to write here some definition log. So I want to print here. So welcome. Now what is the A? A is a function call. So if you want to execute this one, how we are going to execute? Through that A only you can. So now just go to the output and you can check once. So just you can observe here, we are getting the output is welcome. So this is called anonymous function. So anonymous function in the sense the function does not have any name. Generally we are writing the function like this now. So but here what we are going to write without any name we have now. This is called anonymous function. The function does not have any name. So we can call it as an anonymous function. How we are going to take that anonymous function? Always we have to take some variable. For that variable, you can assign and you can access through that variable only. We have to take that one. So this is the way you have to implement the anonymous function. If you are taking anonymous function, you can work with a parameter or without parameter. Here I am not work with any parameter. Now I am going to work with parameter here. Welcome. So Rajesh, I'm going to take here some name here. So if you are sending some parameter, we have to take some reference now. Name we have to take. Name as a reference I'm going to consider. And I want to do the concatenation. So what is that? Name. So save this one. So what is the output for this programming? You can observe. So welcome Rajesh we are getting. That means here you can pass with the parameter or without parameter also possible. So this is called anonymous function. The function does not have any name. That is anonymous function we have to apply. So we can simplify this function. We can call it as another name that is called arrow function or lambda expression. What is meant by arrow function and how we are going to work with that? I will show you, just you can observe. So here we mention the function name now. So that arrow function contains without any function keyword also. How we are going to do that one? Just you can observe. So where A equal to, you can take the parenthesis along with fat arrow. That's it. No need to do any function keyword also. So if you want to work with a parameter, you can pass the parameter. Now you can observe here. We have here, this is called arrow function or lambda expression. So see the differentiation if you are observing function with parameter, without parameter, we are taking the function keyword, function name. So that is everything is like a little bit lengthy process we have to consider. Anonymous function in the sense we are not going to use the function name also. Arrow function in the sense we are not using function keyword also. Just we are going to specify the parenthesis only. If you are not work with any parameter, so just you can remove that parameter. I want to print only the welcome one. So this is without parameter. Save this one, whether we are getting the welcome or not, you can observe. So this is the way we have to apply it in the real-time scenario. So from here onwards, we have to concentrate on the arrow function. We can also call it as a lambda expression. We can just use the arrow function as well as anonymous functions only for the real-time projects we have to use. Understood? No? This is completely ECMAScript standards. These functions again we have to work with the React.js also. Same thing we can apply. So wherever you require the function, so you can use a simply arrow function or anonymous functions only you can use. Don't use the regular function. That is like 2000 before only you can use it. So now we are into ECMA standards. Don't use that functions. Always you can use this kind of things only. Then now next one is I have here let A equal to, I'm going to take one array here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like this I have. I want to print all the information, what you are going to do. So generally, just now only we applied here for loop. For A equal to 0, A less than or equal to, so and so we can apply. So every time what they are going to do, so you have to find out the length of that array. So it depends upon that length of the array only it will be executed. Now I don't want to work with the length of that array. I want to print all the elements, what you are going to do. So for this array purpose, they introduce one more thing that is called for each. By using for each, we can implement that one. I will show you, just you can observe. A dot, A is array. So A dot, I'm going to use here for each. Inside this one, we have to take here, so arrow function. Inside the arrow function, so we have to take some reference. Data is by reference. We can take any reference also. So, and I'm going to do here log of data. So now what is output first we'll check, then I'm going to explain. So now you can observe here, we are getting here all the data one by one we are getting. So if you are observing, So for each is a function we can consider actually we can consider it is a predefined function for the looping purpose we can use it. So now inside this one always you can take the callback function. What is meant by callback function? So callback function in the sense no need to call separately. Whenever if you load your component, whenever you load your page, automatically that callback function is executed. Whenever the for each is executed, at the time what happened? A dot for each of data. That means it will take some first value and it will assign to the data and we are going to print that one. Again, it will take the second value. So it will assign to the data, it will print. Like that, it will take the single value and it will assign and it will print that one. So this is the way you have to implement the for each in the real-time scenario. Understood? No? Now, inside this one, I'm going to write here some condition. If so, my target is, so what are the elements greater than 30? That elements I want to do. How we are going to do that? My question is, so here I want to print only greater than 30 data only I want to print. How we are going to print that one? In that array, we have here
Data greater than 30, then console.log.
data
Greater than 30.
30. Then you can do here console. So
Console.log.
observe here what happened. You can just check that one. So now I'm going to run this one. We are getting here the data. So whenever if you want to work with student marks we have, that student marks greater than 35 or less than 35. So you can do that. So these kind of operations we can work with in the real-time projects. For example, so the person age greater than 18 he is eligible for voting. Less than 18 he is not eligible to vote. Like that depends upon the condition based we have to apply these kind of things in the real-time scenario. You have to use from here onwards. For each also depends upon your requirement. Clear now? So up to now, so the let and const is clear, and at the same time, so for each also clear, and at the same time, so array elements how we are going to work with that everything is clear. We have a number of array functions also. We'll discuss that one in the next class. So I want to insert in the second position or third position at the time what we are going to do. So and at the same time, for example, I have here one normal regular number I have. So for example, I have the number 5. So for this 5, I want prefix should be like ABC. I want to do the prefix for this 5. Or so I want to add this data after that 5. How we are going to do that? So we have the string functions like a pad starts, pad ends we have. So that is completely advanced concepts only. We are going to maintain like experience. So for that people, it will be useful. So we'll discuss that concepts in the tomorrow class.